time, weather, and...
Hello and welcome to Driving with Todd. And I'm Todd. Hello everyone and welcome to Driving with Todd. How many of you remember purchasing the first Led Zeppelin album in 1969? I do. We had a store in our downtown district called Gene's Sound and Camera. They mostly dealt with cameras and camera equipment, but also sold records. I walked in one day, and along their ceiling, they had posted their newest releases. And there was this album with a black and white cover that had a burning dirigible crashing, like the Hindenburg. And in orange letters, it said Led Zeppelin. I thought, what a cool name for a band, but what's even cooler is the album cover. I had to have it and bought it immediately. I took it home, sliced it open, put it on my record player, and was totally blown away. This was a great album. It was a great British blues album. I loved every track as I heard it. Well, the last song on the first side is called Dazed and Confused, written by, noted as Jimmy Page. Now, Jimmy Page was a guitarist for Led Zeppelin. And I'm listening through it. Great vocals, great bass line, great drums, wild guitar. Loved the song. Little did I know that that wasn't the original version, and Jimmy Page really didn't write the song. This song was written by a gentleman by the name of Jake Holmes and released in 1967. It came out on his first solo album called The Above Ground Sound of Jake Holmes, and it was the first track on the album. He also released it in July of 1967 as a single. Now, where did Jimmy Page hear this? Well, Jake Holmes was on the ticket with the Yardbirds in Greenwich Village, and Jake Holmes played the song. Jimmy Page heard it, really liked it, and kind of massaged it, and it became part of the Yardbirds live act. Now, the Yardbirds never did it in the studio, so it was never released on a studio album by the Yardbirds. Well, Jimmy Page kind of took it onto himself to take the song and rework it, release it on the first Led Zeppelin album after the Yardbirds disbanded, and took the writing credits instead of taking the writing credits along with Jake Holmes. Now, nothing was done about it until the 1980s when Jake Holmes wrote Jimmy Page in a letter and said, hey, you used my song but didn't give me writing credit for it. And Jake Holmes never heard anything back from Jimmy Page. Well, finally, he took Jimmy Page to court in 2010 to sue him for the writing credits, and it was solved out of court. The two of them came to some sort of agreement where the song credits were then Jimmy Page influenced by Jake Holmes. So I don't know if Jake Holmes got any extra money. There's not a lot of information about that. But I thought it'd be kind of cool to hear the Jake Holmes version since I've never heard it before, and I think it's a great song. I mean, Jimmy should not have just taken full credit for the song, but you got to admit, it is a great Led Zeppelin song. So here we go with the Jake Holmes version of Dazed and Confused. Oh, one last thing I want to say about Jake Holmes. You need to read his biography, even in just Wikipedia, because the guy's amazing. He did a lot of cool stuff that I didn't know. I mean, he helped write the full Watertown album by Frank Sinatra. He came up with the jingle, I'm a Pepper. I mean, the guy did a lot of great stuff in his career, but this song is got to be one of his best. So let's listen to Dazed and Confused by Jake Holmes.
days ago. I'll be in shoes, but I'd just like to know. Give me a clue as to where I am at. Feel like a mouse and you act like a cat. I'm dazed and confused, hanging on by a thread. I'm being abused, I'd be better off dead. I can't stand this tease and I'm starting to crack. You're out to get me, you're on the right track.
Okay, stop it right here a second. Yeah, that is definitely Dazed and Confused. It has that I don't know if it's almost like a driving where it continues to take the guitar up and then come back down again, take the guitar up, come back down. It doesn't have the heavy bass line that the Led Zeppelin version has, but it has that same rhythm that the Led Zeppelin version took when they did their version. The lyrics, yeah, are almost totally different than the Led Zeppelins as well, but it's there. You can tell that this was Dazed and Confused, and I really like how it's being done on an acoustic guitar as well. That's kind of cool. So let's keep on going.
Track.
Wow, that was a freak out. That was a freak out. That was pretty wild. That was pretty wild. I didn't know where this was going because I never heard the song before, but it started out like Dazed and Confused. I mean, it had that kind of driving up and then down riff in it. And then the lyrics were totally different until he got to the Dazed and Confused. But before he got to say Dazed and Confused, there was this wild freak out guitar solo in there. I mean, I didn't know what to expect here, but this was, I got it. So here's what I got to say. If I'm going to compare this to the Led Zeppelin version, the rhythm, the melody is the same. So, Jimmy Page sort of stole the melody. But from there on, it's a completely different song. The lyrics are completely different. Um, the guitar pieces are different, but the melody is the same. The bass drive, the way the song goes up and down. That much is the same. But beyond that, it's different. So Jimmy should have given Jake Holmes writing credits because he took the melody from the original version. But this is kind of a freak out. I mean, this is weird. It was psychedelic. This was from 1967 when psychedelic sound was the big thing. And he used that psychedelic sound to create this song. And especially when it got into the ending with that guitar, that electric guitar, I didn't expect that at all because it's pretty much acoustic up to that point. And then for it just to end. I mean, the song just ended. I was surprised. I was waiting for more and it just cut off. It was done. The song was just done. But it was cool. I mean, it was a cool version of Dazed and Confused. And like I said, this guy's got a huge history of songwriting credits behind him. He's written a lot of songs for a lot of big artists. And then he got into jingles in the 80s, and he did a jingle for the Army that they used throughout the 80s. Like I said, he did the one for Dr. Pepper. I'm a pepper, you're a pepper, he's a pepper too. I mean, the guy is very, very talented. And so I think to use the song, the Yardbirds to use a song and kind of change it up and make it kind of their own in their live sets, that was fine. But then to actually do a studio version and not give Jake Holmes any credit for it, I don't think that's right. That was a bad move on the part of Jimmy Page and Led Zeppelin. But it is a different song. I mean, I got to admit it is a different song. It's different lyrics, different guitar work in it, but the melody is the same. So this is kind of interesting to hear this. I've never heard this before. I didn't even know it existed until recently. So I thought this would be fun to do a driving with Todd, to listen to Jake Holmes doing Dazed and Confused. And like I said, it was a freak out. This was a very psychedelic song. And I love psychedelic music. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed looking at Jake Holmes' version of Dazed and Confused from 1967. If you liked it, hey, hit that like button. That'd be really appreciated. That's the old thumbs up button. If you have any comments about Jake Holmes doing Dazed and Confused, the original version, hey, why don't you put in the comments below? That'd also be really appreciated. Now, I'm going to take a link to this video, which I thought was kind of a cool video. It was just kind of the label, the Tower Records label, and the cover of the album. But I thought it was kind of cool to see those pieces of the record, because I'm sure this is a very rare record. And so I'm going to take a link to this video, put it in my description below. So if you want to hear it again, click on that link. It'll open up and play all the way through for you, and I won't be stopping it this time. I'm also going to put a link to the channel that uploaded this video to YouTube into my description below. You might want to check that channel out, see if they have anything else that would be fun to watch and listen to. Now, have you subscribed to Driving with Todd? If you haven't, why don't you do it right now? You have my video open, so why don't you go below my video and hit that subscribe button, and you'd be making me very happy. If you go over here and ring the bell, you'll get updates to my latest videos. Yeah, when I saw that this was the original version of Dazed and Confused, I had to hear it, but I thought, let's do a Driving with Todd. I think that'd be kind of cool. It did put a big, huge smile on my face. I'm hoping to put a big, huge smile on your face, and peace out, baby.